Hey guys, welcome to it. It's another time for you to enjoy the Vodacom Sisonke Diski Chat. It's my first time hosting it. I'm really excited to be with you guys. I'm Thomas Mlambo, your jersey number 10, and today the focus is going to be on the run in. There are a couple of games left as far as the season is concerned, 6 games to go, plus the Nedbank Cup, and we need a perspective that'll give us what we can expect, who will come out shining between Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates in those remaining games, because they have a lot to play for. It's the CAF Champions League position, it's the Nedbank Cup. Will one of them be able to lift the trophy, or will a Mamelodi Sundowns step in the way there potentially and dash all of those hopes? To give their perspectives, sitting right next to me is a man that I've worked with for many, many years, and I can't believe I'm getting a chance to be next to him again. It's Schizo. How are you, Schizo? You good?
I'm
6 years as a Kosi for life.
Yeah.
You miss it?
Yeah, I do. I mean, Mangpega, the way he struggles with Kaizer Chiefs now, Chris corner, I sit and ask myself, have they changed the format of doing things? Yes, 9 years we haven't won a trophy, but I think Oata has done an extreme good job this season based on the conditions that he has found in this cheap setup. They've let go for 13 players, the transfer. They brought in new players. So the team in transition, with Ata is on second position.
Mkhonza liking what he's seeing so far this season. 6 games to go though, so much I believe too early. There's still 6 games to go.
Before,
no, but let me introduce the other guy.
Before me to choose,
Okay, let me hear.
I'll tell you. 6 points iyasetshenzelo. Umuntu wami 6 points wena ungiphile akuyisebenzelanga le. No, but asivuma ngithi ayikhuluma soyithula.
No, siyeza.
Load shedding continues. Stage 13.
No, ngicela i-intro now.
Okay.
Introduce now.
I'd like to introduce Phumudzo Manenzhe, 6 points.
The Soweto derby is not bad because somebody's still enjoying the 6 points that are won there at the far post. It's Phumudzo Manenzhe, the man the Buccaneers used to call the bold and the beautiful. His whole life essentially was as a Buccaneer, came there as a 14-year-old and then all the way through for 6-7 seasons as a first-team player. Part of that happy people team, but Kwamanje, the happy person is Schizo.
Only if winning a derby, you get a trophy. Hey, maybe they would win trophies.
No.
But no, my man, if winning a derby came with a trophy, ngabe at least won a trophy. Tina, this season, one of only 2 teams with a trophy this season. You talk about an Orlando Pirates team that has got the MTN 8, a Mamelodi Sundowns that have got the DStv Prem. Well, the only 2 teams with trophies. So lava ngenama trophy ne aba relax kancane.
But people are saying Pirates is doing well. But similar points with Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs are seeking on, and Kaizer Chiefs
we have a trophy. That's the difference.
I understand it, but now when you talk bragging rights, when you talk emotional dynamics, then it goes to get this umbrella lotto. You know, changing your continue now. Manch is 14. Manch Kaizer is albu manch. When umuntu.
Let's, while you're on the topic of trophies, right, let's start there. Yeah. The Nedbank Cup. We're now at the stage where it's time for the quarterfinals. Ikosi are up against Royal AM. Hoodoo team.
Thomas.
Hoodoo team.
Hoodoo team gopi. It's like I won engineer. What do
you mean? Before this one?
So I give Royal AM so Bella, this is an opportunity for Arthur to collect his silverware. Yeah, and there's Kalang Royal AM say
and away.
Yeah.
It's a KZN.
And can I tell you something? Chiefs are doing so well away. Away, KZN. Chiefs KZN away.
Okay, can I remind you then? Because Chiefs went to KZN in the first round of the Nedbank Cup, the last 32, right? Maritzburg United. That game went to extra time. Yeah. So it was not a cruise at KZN. Yeah. 2-0 in extra time.
Yeah, but that's a home for Chiefs. So it's an away for Chiefs. It's a home for Chiefs. That's where Chiefs takes most of their game. And
then remember the next game. Kasrick made Kaizer Chiefs sweat. 2-1.
No. Second tier team made Kaizer Chiefs suffer. The second tier team made Kaizer Chiefs suffer. When you talk about the Nedbank Cup, right, you can remind him quickly what Tax did to them, a young team. What Robert did to them.
So the key here, though, and I'm starting with you as the former Chiefs player, that title, Cup Kings, this is it now. I mean, this is the last cup available for Kaizer Chiefs to regain that title?
It's an opportunity for Arthur also Nuksilenza Nenkulumu. But one thing you must understand, Thomas, a short-term plan against Chiefs this season was to Arthur to restore identity for a club. And now when you see Chiefs being positioned 2, it tells you a story. Amachita slowly they picked up and they've done an extremely good job to be sitting in position 2, competing for a sport and obviously chances of winning the Nedbank.
What is that Chiefs identity?
Chiefs identity, it's attractive football. Remember, Arthur's responsibility also is to reconcile the higher principle of getting results while playing well. And now Arthur has been trying because Thomas, it takes a bit of time.
Katelo Kulma foundation. Katelo Kulma foundation.
But it's a fact.
No, tenga ma window, tenga ceiling, or tell no foundation.
When I've been on the roof, ufagi pool manje mara ugonu ngena kuyo.
Mina mqetile kwakha akune swimming pool, amajita yadivela simnandi.
But you'll remember one of the foundations that Kaizer Jr., who's another sporting director at Kaizer Chiefs, was talking about was the end of helicopter football. He wanted that to be something that they put behind them. Has that happened? From your perspective, when we talk new Chiefs identity, from what we've seen so far this season and going forward, have they turned that page?
I think in the last 6 games, we've started to see Chiefs playing entertaining football. I think they were missing a creative player. You look at Duduzi Shabalala, since he has come in, he has brought a lot more excitement to that Kaizer Chiefs team. They are no more going direct to Caleb. But in the first 10 games, they were going direct to Caleb, playing from that second ball. But now you can see Shabalala trying to involve it to Pri, Dolly. They are a little bit creative. Zwani now and then when he's given an opportunity. But Leo Gutinje, cash, no, only last 5 games or so, they are trying to bring back that identity that we know.
But also, Thomas,
Ushugela.
Because
that's your word. Right?
He's coming back.
Is there Ushugela ku Kaizer Chiefs?
Because even the time of Pakistan winning league, no, basically Chiefs way of play. So that's why Arthur has the responsibility of saying when I restore identity of Chiefs, the Chiefs should be dominating games, establishing control through possession. And if you can look Manji Kaizer Chiefs slowly like a figure, but also the players that we've signed, it gives us a message. How do they influence how Chiefs play? And I can't say quantum. I'm going
to go to Ipagania.
Please.
Because
it's
not so frail. We tested your defense there, it's strong. Nedbank Cup, Dondol Stars is the next encounter for Orlando Pirates. Opportunity maybe for a double, and almost certainly it cannot be. I don't think Buccaneers would understand going down against Dondol Stars.
Cup pedigree. It's what we've shown this season so far.
MTN8.
We went in the MTN 8 where we were not given an opportunity to say we can win the game. We won it convincingly, 3-0 in the semi-finals against Mamelodi Sundowns. Went all the way to play Amazulu in their home stadium. We dominated them in terms of the crowd. We dominated them in terms of the performance. I think the MTN 8, I will mention that because it's a cup where we saw Munapule Saleng coming to life. He played 3 games. He had an assist plus 3 goals. He had a good performance, and it lifted the team to say, in terms of cup competition, we are there in terms of sprint. In terms of the marathon, which is the league, we're still lacking a little bit, but cup competitions, Orlando Pirates is there and they've got the mentality.
And you mentioned Saleng. I mean, I'm going to look at his cup form and I'm going to say, he's a match winner. I mean, Pirates have a match winner in him. Scored what? A brace against Mamelodi Sundowns, then scored the winning goal in the final. That is the kind of player that you need in games like these cup games. Can you point to those individuals at Kaizer Chiefs, match winners for a cup game like the one that's coming up, and a tough one against Royal AM?
I said, Guti, if you look at the Chiefs players, the players that they've signed, I look at the influence that the players has brought. The only person that has raised his hand are the young Zwanes, the Shabalalas. My man, I'm telling you, follow and the young man is
abantwana besikolo so emele babe ama breadwinner abafana abancane mele babe ama breadwinner
la efficiency there's a shift manje empilweni abantwana abancane yibo baphatha imizi ke manje amakhetha usukela uphelile abasafuna ukuchayimona.
Skizo, you can't deny that the players you're mentioning, Shabalala, Zwane, they've never been to this stage of a major competition. This is their opening seasons. This is the beginning of their Kaizer Chiefs lives. And they're now faced with a quarter-final encounter.
This highlights what I was just saying to you. When the team is in transition, promote younger players. Chiefs sign and that marquee signing because he signed to prayer. Now he's been struggling because that's a big team. What's a big team? That is why players struggle with the adaptation caution with Kaizer Chiefs. If Thomas you won't adjust to how Chiefs pressure up. Our expectations with Chiefs are too high. Yeah, Pirates it's fine. You cannot lose the league. It's fine. Tina Chiefs, if you lose the league, that's a failure. How you measure your progress? You measure your progress with trophies.
Thomas.
Thomas. That is why Manchester to at a city when he's a driver.
That was born in 2014. Agayazi Chiefs winning trophy. The Cup King ukhuluma ngayazi lo mntwana. Also 2014 agayazi Chiefs winning trophy. Mamela ukhuluma ngama signings. We signed well. Mamela. We signed well.
But I want to know what you're going to tell me about signings. This is not that.
Yeah.
This is not that chat. Because that's going to be at the end of the season. Signings and stuff. We're talking Nedbank Cup.
No, Mamela. Let me tell you this. Let me just give you this. Orlando Pirates management goes out and brings a Miguel team who has been to 2 Nedbank finals, winning 1, losing 1 in the final, and Dondlo that has scored in the final of the Nedbank Cup to lift the trophy. It says a lot about what Pirates has done in terms of signing. We brought in big name players that have adjusted well. Rasmus has also played in different finals. So in terms of players that were brought in, players that have got cup pedigree, you don't need to look far. Look at a Miguel team, look at Ndondo, those guys. Last 2 finals, they were there.
Okay, let's wrap this conversation up, guys, because we can talk on the Nedbank Cup forever. There's so much more I want to get through. What do you think? Pirates against Dundalk Stars. What's your prediction for that encounter?
I'm going to predict Tosh Ninja because good Dundalk uzolfuna.
Yeah?
Uzolfuna. Ungalinge futhi udlale ku bigger field. Uzolfuna the whole day. I'm hoping that Phumudzo has brought ipultere lapha netosh because bazolfuna.
Asikho ku foundation abafana badlala ngaphandle kune swimming pool ngaphandle a Miguel team and Ndondo SBC who are going to dominate the game, show that we are the team that is playing in the elite league. We are winning that one convincingly by 3 goals to 1.
Ufike kanjani? Udlale nani first game?
3 goals to 1. Pirates through to the semi-finals.
What's your prediction?
For Chiefs?
No, that game.
Ezokubamba ngenye high speed Dondolo. 1-0 Dondolo.
For sure.
Why? I'm not emotional about it. I'm not emotional about it. Dondolo zobamba ngenye 1.
What do they have that Pirates will struggle against?
Less expected Dondolo. Ubonile when they played Super Sport. No. But free flowing. It's a side that they're not worried about anything. They've got nothing to lose. Now, those players will leave their game against Orlando Pirates.
I'm just saying, they've beaten 2 teams.
But again, they came here with Super Sport highlights.
Okay, Bold. What do you see happening when Kaizer Chiefs come into that encounter against Royal AM in the Nedbank Cup?
They lack pace at the back. That is Kaizer Chiefs. Now you're looking at Mkhonza, a lot of pace. No. Mkhonza they've got Mahlasela in that midfield, dictates the tempo of the game. That's the team that is going to trouble Kaizer Chiefs. They like playing a high line without the pressure on the ball carrier, which is going to hurt them. In this game. So I'm looking at Selwyn George up top. He's very good aerially. He has got an eye for goal. So that game, because I want my penalty. I want my penalty. No, I want my penalty. No, Mamela. 14 penalties in all competition. So this game, I will take it to their strength. It will go to penalties, but they will lose on their strength. Royal AM going to
penalties. What did they do? What's the output? So but I can tell you right now, Thomas, Chiefs is going to semi-final. I think I'll discuss.
But one of the reasons that the penalties have been so much for Kaizer Chiefs is the speed that Kaizer Chiefs have.
But also, Chiefs are forcing teams into errors.
Into the box.
Yes, I've seen Chiefs are forcing teams to make those errors. And I don't understand when people talk about you can get 30 penalties a season as long as teams are making mistakes. It's not Chiefs' fault.
and 7 red cards have come against Chiefs. That's the kind of pressure that gets put on the opposition. It's something that Royal Aim will really have to guard against, because Dupree's pace is frightening. Shabalala's pace is frightening. If this Samkelo's one, he gets another opportunity.
Another way.
This last weekend,
another way of defending against Chiefs. Don't offer them space in behind, because that's how they use the speed of Dupree. They use silent speed. So you drop deep when you're defending. Then they run out of ideas, because now they can't find the space that they want to go into. Yes, they are forcing teams into errors. They're getting a lot into that final third, that is Kaizer Chiefs. But if you're John Matuka, defend a little bit deeper, don't offer them.
It's up to you guys to decide now what you think, who's telling the truth in here, and comment. Tell us what you think. However, I'm just going to put a question, and then first man to answer is the first man to answer. The question is, who's going to the Confederations Cup? Who's going to the Champions League? If it's Kaizer Chiefs or Orlando Pirates?
No, Mamela, Tina. No, Mamela. We are going to the CAF Champions League. But also, after winning the Nedbank Cup, maybe we are in a final with Kaizer Chiefs. They will go to the Confed Cup. But Orlando Pirates,
not even as number 3.
No, they are going there.
Not even as number 3.
No, they are going number 2 straight.
No, I'm saying the Confed, which is not even as number 3.
No, they're going to finish.
Nedbank Cup.
It's going to be Orlando Pirates second.
Yeah.
Super Sport third. Kaizer Chiefs fourth.
Yeah.
At the end of the season. And imagine, Siphiwe settle a 6 points in the final in Nedbank Cup. They will be runners up in the Nedbank Cup, because Pirates would have won the Nedbank Cup. They will go through.
I don't understand where that confidence comes from.
I'm telling you.
Because when I look at what has happened so far this season for Orlando Pirates and the games that are still remaining, you're going to have to do a lot of convincing here. Because let's just go through the fixtures, right? And maybe you guys can also remember what happened earlier on in the season between the two teams. Cape Town City, what happened?
Cape Town City beat Chiefs.
No, Pirates.
Oh,
Pirates.
Pirates,
yeah. So Cape Town City, that's cheaper. That's next. The result there was
for Chiefs.
No, against
for
Pirates.
Yeah.
Listen, Thomas. Let's.
So no. I want to just go through these fixtures. I just need people. No, I need people to understand what's coming. Cape Town City.
No.
Do you remember?
Thomas,
no, just give us.
Yeah, I want to give you.
No, the result.
Yes. Let me give you the result. Why am I putting
you want me to ask you?
No.
Should I go over the beginning?
Just answer.
Okay, I'm going to go. Let me get the perspective. Cape Town City.
We signed 7 to 8 players this season, and they were still adjusting to the culture of Orlando Pirates.
The result was?
Mamela, Amachita, say I understand the culture.
When I say I build a food.
No.
The result was a loss, right? It was a loss.
Football are in a there.
Galaxy
2-0, Lipasa.
It was a win.
Yeah,
all right.
yes.
Royal AM this season 1-0. Pirates won there. So that's 2. Skokuni. Skokuni.
You lost. Kuluma Klepa.
And then Amazulu is the last game of the season. What happened earlier in the season?
No, they came to defend.
1-1.
Yeah, they came to defend. They came to defend.
When you look at that, that is historically quite a tricky run of games coming up.
Let me try and rectify that for you, Thomas. In the beginning of the season, Saleng was finding his footing. Now you're looking at a Zuga Manja that is playing as a 9. He has got his eye for goal. He's scoring goals from crosses that have been brought into the box. You are looking at a Temiko Siloch that was not even playing in those games that you're talking. He's at a 70-80% now. It's returning to match fitness. Miguel team boasting that midfield. But also one thing that has worked well is the combination of CBC and Toki. The understanding between the two centre backs. Mayela with the leadership on the left hand side. So Pirates now are understanding
we are builders.
So bottom line, not the same Orlando Pirates that met those teams earlier in the season.
I understand.
It's not the same team. You admit it. He's not saying that.
No, but Manje, how he puts it, we are builders.
You understand that government school, private school, government school When you're looking at those remaining games, I just feel that the stress will be against the second best defense, which is TS Galaxy. I think that is the result that Pirates will have to grind out.
Skizo, is that going to be enough?
Pirates are on 40 now.
To secure the number 2
Thomas,
position.
Pirates is going to play confed. Let me just put it like that.
So not enough.
Confed. Abamlandanga futhi ku-Champions League because bayahluleka bo they can't play abo Al-Ala. Mathima strong kakhulu la for.
I think bonele jersey olfakela line star.
But there's potentially 2 ways that Pirates could get to the confed. So you're saying they're going to confed by finishing 3rd?
Yes.
Not even in Nedbank Cup. By finishing 3rd. Okay, so by finishing 3rd.
Finishing 3rd, Pirates are going to confed. Badla nabo sendupopo lapho kuchayiswana kuqedwe yonke into. Abayeka ama-Champions League akusinto zabo because abo Al-Ali they are too big siyazi.
I-Champions League ile ene-star.
Blind.
Ile ene-star.
Yangichaza ngoba uyayazi.
Le jezi lakho li-star.
Isikhathi sambili, isikhathi sishintshile. There's a paradigm shift man.
Let's go to Chiefs. You were good at knowing the other teams. Let's check. Let's Kokuni.
Isishayile first round. Hayi revenge. Isishayile first round. I-revenge manje.
Yamazi uNcube, Victor Letswalo.
Manje. Ichipa isishayile first round. I-revenge futhi.
So that's 2 revenge matches now.
Cabanga ukuthi sikwate kanjani.
6 points, -6 points already. Kubeka Thomas -6 points.
Iswayi.
Abantu bethu uyabazi. Sibashayile first round 2-1 abantu bethu lapha.
Swallows have found a bit of form lately.
Ngokushaya amazulu imali kancane akusiform leyo nto leyo. Ushaya amazulu uthi ufuphethe iform awume kancane. And umqeqeshi wamazulu
mina -6.
ukune trouble.
And then I think in this battle, the cup final, like literally in the battle for Confed Cup, Champions League, because SuperSport United are in this conversation. They're also on 40 points. That's the game that could potentially be crucial for Kaizer Chiefs. That game against SuperSport United away from home.
It's strong away. Chiefs is strong. If you look at the away record, they've done so well away. So in SuperSport, there is no Ingas Vimba.
Thomas, there's a player called Bradley Grobler.
Not against
called Lungu. Those players. Umakwaza kafuna ukuyibona Chiefs.
Chiefs did beat SuperSport United. They beat them 2-1 earlier this season.
Thomas, this is a 6 point, this one. SuperSport Kaizer Chiefs. Angithi
now.
Mamela, angithi mina ngiyoluza 6 points. Yena manje uyoluza la manje with this one 8 points.
And then the last game of the season. Tricky. Cape Town City.
Basishaye 2-0 angithi ku first round.
Yes.
Bayenza mistake enkulu kabi. Squad esiyabila futhi leyo game leyo it will be decide ukuthi ubani position.
What do you see in terms of Kaizer Chiefs' run and how many points they could pick up from those matches we just highlighted?
They're not going to beat Skukune. They're not going to beat SuperSport. They're going to struggle against Chipa.
Against Chipa?
What does an Arthur Zwane need to do, right? Because it has been one of those seasons where consistency has been a struggle for Kaizer Chiefs. How does he get the consistency needed now for Chiefs to go on and compete in the Champions League next season?
Psychological profiling. You look at the players mentally because most of the players that Chiefs have signed this season, they have been influenced how Chiefs play, to tell the truth. So Arthur needs to work on the psychological element of the players because yes, the abilities, they will already sign you through your ability. But psychologically, can you withstand the pressure and expectations and the demands of playing for Kaizer Chiefs? So as a coach now, we know you need to be able to have that acumen, Thomas, a psychological understanding. Arthur needs to work on that because playing for Kaizer Chiefs is not easy.
Who needs that conversation? When we're looking now at those players that are going to be key, who needs the big sit downs? Who are the key players now that you think Arthur Zwane needs to sit with and say, listen, I need you. Who are those you to really step up?
Brandon Peters, our spine, Dove, Ukwinika yena isizini yakhe bengekho grand. Ngezane is coming up. Zwane in the midfield, ngoba uSithebe naye zasihlanganisela kakabi mnandi for Kaizer Chiefs. Umart, who needs to influence the Chiefs' offensive play more, not to pray. Spine.
What do they need to be told?
Directly to say, as difficult as things are, there's a reason why you're at Kaizer Chiefs. And being part of Kaizer Chiefs, it's ever constant pressure and expectations you need to deliver. Whether it's dark or blue, you need to deliver. So psychologically, just remember, whether Chiefs are not going your way, but you must also stay on your lane.
At Pirates, we see a lot of rotation. We see Jose Rivero still at this time of the season. It doesn't look like he's got a steady starting lineup. an 11 that week in and week out, you know, that's who played.
Now, you are going to rely on the senior players. Koki was a captain where he's coming from. Siphiwe was a captain where he's coming from. You also have a Mayela. That is the stability at the back at Orlando Pirates. Those players need to know that they need to shut the back door so that they give the freedom from the team going forward. Miguel team in that midfield, very important, has won the captain's umbrella at times at TTM.
Yeah.
He's very important. He's the one that initiates the play. He's the one that dictates the tempo of the game. Then that's what you look at in terms of the midfield. Now you need your star players, the ones that bring the goals and the creativity. Saleng is important. 13 goals in all competitions so far, together with the 4 assists. Tembinko Siloch gaining back that confidence that he has. The supply to Zugamanja will be important in terms of him getting those goals. Kemeti Rasmus can come off the bench and assist the team to get the goal. So those are some of the key players. You've got a match winner in Ndlondlo that can come off the bench and try and influence the game. So in terms of that, I think the leadership at Orlando Pirates will be the edge to push them from that confederation spot to the CAF Champions League. Senior players will be important.
But also, we can't sideline Super Sport because they are silent assassins. You are Wanaganga and they're dangerous. I think Abu Chiefs, they still have to play Super Sport. If Super Sport keeps Urobra fit, and Super Sport, remember they are not in the Nedbank quarterfinal, so it gives them that 11 days of recovery, so they're much fresher. You need to guide against those, then we're home and try. Chiefs will be second, Pirates will be third, Super Sport will be fourth.
One of the things that you said there, Phumudzo, that triggered my mind is Saleng. Now, Saleng has scored a third of Orlando Pirates' goals so far this season. Pirates have scored 28 goals, he's got 9, so that's almost a third. Is that a good thing? When you look at potentially Pirates maybe described as a one team or one player team?
Now,
because Chiefs seem to be finding goals from various
different,
places.
You have a Siphiwe that has contributed in set plays, which is something that Orlando Pirates has improved in terms of scoring. Koki and Siphiwe, they contribute to set plays. Saleng has got a lot of pressure on him. When every attention is on Saleng, that's where a lot is able to come in and get the goals for Pirates. Zuka Manja able to do that. I think Evidence Mahopa is due a goal in him. He's coming off the bench and giving good performances. It's about time that you will get one and nod it into the back of the net. But Saleng is still the pressure man. And what I like about Saleng is that he's not letting the pressure go on his shoulders. He's still able to perform. Even though he's not having great performances, he's still able to find goals for Orlando Pirates. And that's what I'm liking.
It's not a case of Manvalu Saleng.
Uvalu Saleng.
Yeah.
Uphelile phela. Kuyadlalwa nje badlala nje ukuthi singaconcede. Yeah, Uvalu Saleng, remember Saleng has contributed Uraj Com 9 goals, but Maukia Saleng, that means Pirates is playing not to concede. Uhlala nge-0 because angeke ukore vele. You understand? And ubala ama set piece against the profile of Pirates. Pirates is not a team for set pieces.
Angithi DStv. Akambona uDlamini ashaya assist for uzuka manje akora.
Ayingakhi awakhaveli.
I can't wait. The season wrap is going to come, and a lot of what you said here will then have an opportunity to say with you, okay, yeah, no, was it Paula? I can't wait for that.
Maramavela, Thomas, yazini, ungafaki pressure kubantwana uthi baba amabrain.
Kusase
abantwana. He's making an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old to carry Chiefs. Abantwana, they're not breadwinner.
Imisebenzi yamanje Thomas ifuna younger and fresher people. Mawuzoza ngekhetha lizokolapsa la endleleni la.
This has been the Vodacom Sisonke Diski Chat. I'm Thomas Mlambo, your jersey number 10. That's Skizo. And at the far post, it is the bold and the beautiful. I think we've given you a sense of what to expect. Now let's let the footballers out on the pitch give us what we have been discussing here. And when the dust settles, one potentially might be crying, or both. You never know. And somebody else might be smiling. Who do you think it'll be? You know, right there at the bottom. You know, type, get busy, text, do your thing. Let's have that conversation. I'm your number 10.